Okay. Well, first of all, for anyone that doesn't know me, my name is Alejandra Gonzalez. I'm gonna be talking today about selling the destination, not the plane. So, AK recruiting. Okay. So let's get down to business. I want you to write me in the chat, like everyone, write in the chat where in Instagram is that you sell. Where? Where in Instagram is that you sell the opportunity, that you talk about the opportunity, that you actually sell the destination, but not the plane. Uh-huh. Who else? Mm-hmm. Okay. So this is something new to me, but it's something that has worked this whole month for me, and it has given me a lot of good, like a good result. So I want to share it with you guys. Is the DMs, okay? Is in their direct messages where you actually get to sell the opportunity. Afterwards, like stories, reels, IGTVs, everything else, lives, is where you share the opportunity, but not where you sell it. Okay. And that is something that in attraction marketing, we misconfuse, because we think that in our stories is where we need to talk that, yeah, girl, we have this flash sale, you can buy it for da 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 da, or yeah, we have this opportunity, you can like hop in for 199, whatever. And I'm not telling you to stop doing that. I'm telling you to start doing it better in your DMs. Okay. I need you to start attracting people to get to your DMs. And how is that you do that? By attraction marketing. We are not using the skill that we taught the most the right way. What I'm telling you is that we need to become experts in attraction marketing. So you need to attract with everything that you have. For example, we have a bottle. You need to talk about this bottle. You need to pull a poll. You need to put, I don't know where you bought it, whatever. So people get attracted to you, and you can start having more potentials, even people that are not even interested in your hair care. Why? Because attraction marketing is was actually is going to sell people in what you are doing. Why? Because when you tell them like, yeah, this is attraction marketing, blah blah blah, but are you actually attracting your market? Are you actually doing that work? So girls, first of all, when we're selling the destination and not the plane, this means that we need to attract the people to get to us. We need to start like chasing people or going after people just to end the month or whatever. Or what I'm telling you is that I would rather attract people than chase them. Okay. And that is something that even in your mindset and even in the way that you speak to yourself, you're going to start changing it. Okay. Because you're going to come from abundance instead of scarcity. Okay. So let's make that switch. And now let's get into business. I'm going to talk to you about like few of the steps that I use to put my mindset on order so I can start attracting people and people can start coming into my business. Okay. So first of all, you need to let go of the no. This is not about you. This is totally about them. And if you need to take something from this call today, and if you like, I think it's Alejandra also started this business today, what you need to take from this business and from this call is that this business is not about you. Recruiting is not about you. It's about them. Okay. We like recently finished a call with Jimena Duque and her husband, and she was talking about that this is a blessing, and this is how you need to see your business. You need to see your business as a blessing, as an opportunity to bless another person, because you're actually giving them like a, how do you call this of the pirates, like a treasure that they can explore with it. Okay, that they can make magic with it. So if you want people to actually look for this business, get attracted by this business, you need to stop letting go. You need to start letting go of the no's. Okay. Why? Because anyone can tell you no. Anyone, even your family can tell you no. Okay. When I started my business, the first person that signed up as a VIP was not my mother. And I thought it was going to be my mother, but it didn't. It didn't happen that way. So I had to be okay with that. And I had to be okay with a no. So you have to be okay with a no with anybody. Now, when I tell you that it's not about you and it's about them, it's because first of all, the opportunity, and second of all, because this is a business, guys. When you go to a boutique and someone sells you a dress or whatever, they're not thinking about them. They're thinking about you, how that fits you. Okay. So you need to start like thinking as business owners. Business owners think about their market, not them. If they need to sell to their market, they sell to their market. They don't sell to them. Okay. So now the no is not for you, is for them. So we already translated from knowing that we need to let go of the no. So if someone tells us no, it's not about us, it's about them. Okay. So if someone right now is telling you, no, I cannot do this business, this is not for me, they're not telling you no to you. So you don't need to get attached to it. You don't need to get it personal, because I know that the hardest part of this business is not taking things personal. Even with your team, even with your potentials, even with whoever you have around you, you start thinking things personal and it stops being a business. Okay. Because business is numbers, a business is strategies, business is systems, and business is actually an opportunity, not a way for you to get personal with it. And I'm talking about this because this is something that happened to me. This is something that I deal with on a daily basis. So I need to get into my head. Okay, Alejandra, this is not about you. This is about them. This is a business. This is not a hobby, and blah, 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 blah. So this is something that you're going to be teaching your mind day by day by day by day. So if you don't understand it now, don't worry about it. Just keep practicing it. Keep applying it to your business. Now, you need to be good on two things. And this is something that I also learned this month, and I also apply it and it also work. First of all, you need to be good on letting people know what you do. So in your stories, in your lives, in your reels, let people know what you do. Let people know how you do it. Let people know how they can do it, but don't sell. Okay? Don't sell. Stop selling. Stop being that salesy, or stop being that money or whatever. No, don't sell. Just talk about the opportunity. Talk how they can get to your DMs. Talk how they can get to your links. In every caption that you put, go to my link in my bio. Every time that you talk about the product, don't talk about prices. Don't talk about everything. Talk my link in my bio. My link in my bio. Blah, 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 blah. I was listening to a podcast of Jessie Lee yesterday, and she told me, like, she was telling her audience, I take it a little bit personal, and she was telling like everything. Every time you finish a sentence, it needs to be finished with my link in my bio, the link in my bio, the link in my bio. And that's how people get to her. That's her, like, her DMs are her bio. Okay, so if right now you have a link and you have everything set up, just tell people, go to my link in my bio. If not, just tell people, go to my DMs. Send me a message directly to me, and I can like answer you back all the questions that you have. Now, the second thing that you need to be good at, being passionate about it. Okay, right now, every people that are in this call right now, you need to start being passionate about your business. You need to want to learn. You need to want to be the first one in the call. You need to want to be on point. Like, it's
Ale, you're muted.
hello. Okay, so I was telling you that when you're being passionate, it's not about it's not about what you tell people, it's how you make people feel. Okay, so how are you making feel your followers? How does your followers feel when they start seeing one story of yours? Are you this low? Are you actually cheering up people? Are you being there for your followers? Your followers are basically your family. Okay, and that's the part when I didn't know, I didn't have clear that this business is about making emotional connections. People start the business with you because they feel something different with you. Okay, people don't start the business with Adri if they feel a personal connection with me or an emotional connection with me. Okay, so that's why you need to start showing people, okay, the energy, the passion, that you're super excited about what you do. Because if you're not excited about what you do, why are you doing it? Why? You could be having a regular job. You cannot be busting your mindset and your personal development and everything each day, your gratitude and whatever, if you're really not passionate about this. And I know that passion is not something that you get one day, but it's built, and it's built with every moment in your business. And it starts when you start appreciating every moment that you have in your business. Like this calls, the calls that the company gives us, the incentives, the trips, everything. Cheer up. You're not dead. Like you need to start sharing up when you're in your stories, in your lives. Don't wait for 20 people to connect to your life for you to start jumping and you to start talking to people what you're actually going to give them value for. Okay. So you don't need to start waiting for people to get that like connection or to reciprocate what you want them to show if you're not doing it, if you're not doing it hard enough, if you're not actually showing up. Okay. And it's the same for your business. Like if you want to have a duplicativo, ¿cómo se dice? Duplicate
Duplicatable.
business. Duplicable business. I'm sorry. You need to show people what you actually doing. Okay. And the same energy that you have is the same energy that is going to match your team. And that is something that I have learned. And Natalie is right here in this call. And I was amazed because her energy, I want to match that energy. Okay. And people want to match that energy because you start seeing her stories or whatever, and it's so hype up and it's so like loud. And I want to be loud. Okay. And that is something not to do the same as she is doing, but it's to get that energy pumped up because we're not always going to be positive. We're not always going to be motivated. I'm not always motivated. Okay. But I know that I'm passionate about my business. I know that I love what I do because I'm grateful for what I'm doing and I'm like in love with what I'm doing. So this is a process, girl. But the first thing is that you need to show people that you're actually passionate about. Now, when you're selling the destination and not the plane, you need to be clear about what is your story. Okay, what is the story? What are you right now? Who is the person that you're in front of a mirror? What do you want to reflect others? And I'm not telling you that you need to have this amazing story with Monet, that you're SED and you have $1 million and you're in the $1 million club, or that you have the Range Rover. No, it's not that. It's your story. Why did you start this business? What do you want this business to do to your life? Okay, start selling that, girls. Like right now, I talk about all the trips that I want to win with my company. I talk about the Cadillac that I'm going to have 5 months from here or whatever, because I need to start manifesting that, but I also need to start letting people know that I'm dreaming, okay, and that I'm making my dreams come true, because that is why I'm doing this business, because I want to make my dreams come true. But I need to let people know what are my dreams, what is my story, what is behind that camera, because we need to start being vulnerable with people. Like vulnerability is the one that actually is going to get you in that connection. People ask me, how do you get that connection with your potentials? How does your potentials open so easily to you? Why? Because I'm vulnerable with them. I tell them my struggles. I tell them that I started this business when my hair was like crap. Okay. When my hair was horrible. And yeah, I didn't start this business because I wanted the free trips or anything. I started this business because I needed money, to be honest. And I also needed a better hair and better products. Okay. I was looking for a solution as you are looking for a solution. Getting personal with them, get in touch with them, get them to feel what you actually are feeling about this business. And now in your story, have a clear vision of what you want to do with your business. So I told you that you need to dream, but have a clear vision of how do you want this business to work for you. Okay, do you want to do it as a hobby? Do you want some from 500 extra, or do you want to actually do it as a business? Do you see yourself doing this as a full-time job or as a part-time job? And just be honest with your potentials, and that's it. Now, in the second part, oh my God. So I was writing this quote, and then one of our in the call that we ended up, she was telling this, and it's so important when you're recruiting. You need to be interested, not interesting. Okay. And that is something that sometimes we want to sell this business as it is a golden ticket. It is a golden ticket, but you don't need to oversell it because it's already a golden ticket. Okay. So that is something that right now you don't have to persuade anyone. Okay. You don't have to be like after anyone. No, this business sells itself because it works, because we have proof that it works, because we know that we have people right now making millions with this business. And right now in 1 week, we're going to induct many more millionaires. So why not you? Why not you? Why do you need to oversell a business that is already good enough for them, that you know that it's going to work for them? So what do you need to do? You need to plant the seed and you need to back up. Okay. So you plant the seed And they are the ones that are going to say yes. As the same place that you, when you don't get attached to your no's, don't get attached to your yes. Okay, because no one is yours. Not even when they are in your team, they're not yours. They're going to fly away and they're going to be doing their own business. And that is going to be like okay with you. You don't have to get attached to your potentials, and neither your market partners. But now you need to know that you need to be how do they tell this? You need to be interested in them. So you need to care about them, guys. That is something that at first I thought this was only about selling and only about teaching about a product and blah blah blah. And no, this is about caring about people. This is actually about building a connection with people. And if you're going to care about someone, you need to listen. Okay, so when you are talking about this business, it's more about the listening than the talking. When you are actually having a conversation with a potential, you need to learn the art of listening. And I know this is something that, I don't know, for me, it's hard. I don't know you guys, but for me, it's totally hard. I want to talk. I could be like this every single day. But I know that when it's time to talk to a potential, when it's time to present an opportunity, I need to let them talk. I need to listen. What are their necessities? What is actually what they want? What this business can do for them? Okay. So when you're listening, be aware about the things that they don't like. Okay. And also be aware about the things they want to do. And Jimena's husband was making some questions, and I want you that if you didn't saw that call, go back to Market Partner official in Facebook and watch it. Okay. Why? Because he was telling us questions to tell us our potentials that are essential, because in every recruitment, in every moment that you're actually recruiting people, you're not talking, you're asking questions. Okay. You're not telling all the benefits of money. You're asking questions, because there are people that they're not interested in the free trips. They're not even interested in the free Cadillac. They're not interested in the 5 times paid, whatever. No, they could be interested in the freedom. They could be interested in the products. And you're already talking about all the things that money can do for your life. Why? They didn't ask you that. That's why you need to start making the questions. So one regular question that you can ask someone is, are you happy in your job? What are you working? Do you work part-time? Are you working full-time? What is the thing that you most like about your job? Okay. Now, when they're talking, you're actually listening. Why? Because sometimes we're like, okay, you didn't like your job. Okay, this is your solution. Ta-da! No, that is not the moment where you actually recruit the person. The moment that you recruit the person is after they realize that they need this opportunity. So you need to take people into learning about the opportunity, getting to know the opportunity, to wanting the opportunity. Okay, they need to want this, because if you enroll somewhere right now into your business that doesn't want to do this and is just persuaded by you that this is a golden ticket, when they enter and do the business, they're not going to do shit. Okay, as the same place that they enter is the same place they're gonna go. Okay, and that has happened to me many times, and I don't want to happen to you. Why? Because I know that we get very joyful and everything when we have new business partners, and then when they go, what happens? And you don't want that in your business. Okay, so when you are talking to someone, be interested and not interesting. Now, recruitment steps. This is what I use to recruit something. This is the skills. This is the tacticals. This is a place where you write 1, 4, 1, 3, 2, 1, whatever. Okay. So first of all, identify their needs. You're listening. You're already doing the questions. You're already getting to know the person. And this is something that you can do with someone that you knew your whole life, from someone that you like step out in a Target, or I don't know, in your gym. So this is for anyone and for everyone. Identify their needs. You can know the needs of one person with as simple as one question. What do you like about your life? What do you like about your job? And there you can identify one need. It could be time. It could be money. It could be freedom. It could be community. It could be even personal development. I didn't know personal development before I started this business, and it has given me more than I need. Okay, so this is something very, very key when you're being when you're identifying what the potential needs, to know how to make the questions. Okay, and listen, and keep asking questions. If you still think that you don't know that person, that you're not getting personal with that person, keep asking questions. Okay, and do you have kids? What is your hobby? What do you do? It's like I always tell my girls, like my team always knows that I tell them, it's like you're starting to date again. It's a little bit awkward at first, I know it's a little bit awkward, but then when they open up, you're in the safe zone. Okay, so that is the part uncomfortable that you need to surpass, and don't think that it's about you, it's about them. Now, share a solution. When you go to your back office and you go to your resources, there is a page completely with information about all the solutions that money can bring to your life. You know that by logic, it can bring you time freedom, it can bring you money, it can bring you a community, it can bring you personal development. Yeah, but if you're new here and you don't know how to do it, you can go to your back office and your resources, you're going to look up for your share a solution. Now, when you're sharing a solution, you're talking about them. So you're talking to them. So it's like, okay, Adri, you're telling me that you don't have time, girl, like not even to come to the gym. Have you ever thought about starting monetizing your Instagram, since I saw that you're on Instagram most of the time? That is a solution. And a solution is always going to end up with a question. Don't leave things hanging. Like, oh, Adri, you will be great for this business. No, that is not going to bring you results at all. You need to end up with a question every time, because a question is not going to get, how do you say this? Like, Michelle, hi, Adri, help me.
Ignored. It's not going to be ignored.
Ignore, guys. Oh my God, my English today is so bad. So a question is not going to get ignored. You're going to answer back. The person is going to get back to you. Whatever they answer you, that is the thing that you need to address another question. And this is when you bring yourself the objections. Don't wait for people to bring you up objections. You already know the objections that people are going to bring you. Yes, listen to them, but tell them, I know, girl, like when I started this business, I didn't have time. Like I actually didn't have time, but you know what I did? I knew that in the future, I wanted to have time for myself. So I sacrificed a little bit, to be honest, and I made it happen for me to have time now to go to the gym. And now I can make my gym time whenever I want to do it. Okay? So bring the objection. Don't be scared. Oh, it's like right now I'm enrolling one of my girls in Spain, and in Spain, like like a pyramid scheme is something that is very popular. And I'm like, okay, girl, I know that you're going to come with me with the topic of the pyramid scheme. So I'm here to tell you this is not a pyramid scheme and blah 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 blah. Okay. So if you know that that person already talked to you about that problem in the past, bring it up. Bring it up yourself and make them feel confident that what they are doing, you already did it. You know how to make it happen, and you know how to make it work. Now, in your back office, there are also resources about objections. So you can go to your resource library and you can type up objections, and you're going to see a lot of solutions for every kind of objection. So if people ask you, do we have resources? Yeah, we have a lot of resources. Now, last but almost least, commitment. You need to make people get commitment. When you're selling the destination, you're also selling the commitment. You cannot sell the good thing and leave out the commitment. So if I'm talking to a potential, I'm telling Adri, I know that you don't have time. I told you that I sacrificed, but I'm going to tell you the things that I sacrificed so you can get committed to it and you can make it happen. And it's going to work for you. So, for example, I committed not seeing a Netflix series, or I committed not going to the gym for 1 week or whatever. But you need to make people committed for what they want to do. So when they start their business, they already know. They already know how to run. They already know how to do. So you're basically mentoring someone before starting a business. So if you thought that a leader only mentors their team, you're completely wrong. A leader starts mentoring since the moment they have a potential. Okay. So now, also, when you are committed, assume the sell. If you already dealt with all the objections and you know that the person doesn't have an objection, assume the sell. Why are you waiting for the person to tell you, yeah, I am ready to become a money girl? Girl, that's never going to happen. Okay, and if it happens, run. But what I'm telling you is that you can assume the sell. Okay, girl, are you ready to jump in? Are you ready to sign up for this business? Are you ready to start making money? Are you ready to start making a difference? Whatever you want to say, but just say it. Because sometimes we're so scared to assume a sell that we lost that we lose a sell. Okay, so assume it. And if the person tells you no, okay, nothing happened. It's not your fault. It's not you that is going to be tell no, it's them. Okay, so assume the sell. Okay, you dealt with all the objections. You know that she doesn't have anything in her way to start this business. Okay, girl, what do you need to start this business? That is a question that I tell most of my potentials. What do you need to start this business? What do you need of me to start this business? And they're going to tell you, well, I don't have the money. Well, I'm ready. Well, let's go. Whatever it is, there's a solution for everything, guys. And sometimes we think that the potential tells us no and is the end of the world. No, there's solutions. If the potential really wants to do this business, they are going to find a solution. They are going to make it happen because it's about them. Now, last but not least, you need to follow up. Okay, you need to follow up to those people that tell you that in the past tell you no. You need to follow up to those people that were insecure about starting this business. You need to follow up with those people that you messed it up. Okay, so I know that sometimes when we start, mostly when we start like our first 3 to 4 months, to be honest, guys, we need to be a little bit more easy with ourselves. We are starting a business, and who of you have done a business before this one? Because I did it. Like, this was my first time, and I learned as the same way that you're learning right now. And I knew that I made mistakes. So I went back to those conversations. I reviewed those conversations, and I saw where I flunked. And that moment, I tell them, I'm sorry. I know that at first I was very pushy. I'm not in the place that I am right now. Right now, I am trained. I know what I gotta do with this business. I know how to train you to be successful as I am. Can we start this over? Don't be scared about that, because I have recruited people that I have messed it up really bad. Okay. Why? Because they see a different version of me right now. They know the things that I have been doing in this business, because what? I told you those 2 tips. Show what you're doing and show how passionate you are about what you're doing. Okay. So now when you follow up as I was listening to that, follow up as if you like close that conversation yesterday. Follow up easily. Don't follow up like, hey, I'm here again to talk to you about this business. No, follow up like, how are you? How are your kids? How is your job? How are you doing? And then, girl, I need to be honest with you. Like, when I first introduced you to this business, I was not in the right place. Okay. Now I know how to run a business. Okay. So, girls, that is basically it. That is all the tips that I have for you today and all those steps. So, for recruiting, identify the need, share the solution. Sorry, when you're identifying the needs, always ask questions, ask questions, ask questions, ask questions until you know the need that this person has. And also, one of the things that, one of the tips that Jimena was telling us is read the four personalities book of network marketing. Okay, that is a really good resource for you to start your business. And if you have been a year on it, don't worry, start again. Okay, tomorrow, like in 2 hours, you can start again. So that is a good resource that you can use to know what kind of need the person has. Okay, so you can go directly to that. Now, the second, share the solution. Third, address questions. So in this time, bring yourself the objections. That is a part of the objections. Okay. Fourth, the commitment. Assume the sell. If you know that the person is already committed, assume the sell. And you're like, okay, girl, I'm gonna be honest with you. This is da 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 da. This is how this business works. If you don't work, the business doesn't work. What do we need to do to start this business? And boom. And last but not least, if that doesn't happen, you need to follow up. And that is basically what I'm inviting you today to follow up. And that is something that other leaders have been telling us. Follow up, follow up, follow up. The person that you introduced the business 2 months ago is not in the same situation today. And it's not in the same situation as 2 months ago. Okay, so what I'm telling you with this is that if you know that person has the potential to do this, don't waste your time. Okay. And another thing, I'm talking about numbers. That is something that for me is when you start doing the business and you start like listening up to a lot of experts in network marketing, you start noticing that you need more than 7 impressions with someone to actually close them up. And if you're closing people right now by your first impression, congrats. But if you don't give up. Okay, because you need to be showing up, and the most that you show up in your social media, the better that you're going to be in your business. And last but not least, girls, when you're selling the destination and not the plane, think about all the things that person can do with this. And I also make I always make them dream. I always tell them like, dream about the things that you really want to do in your life. Are you right now in the position to make that happen? Are you right now in the job that is going to make you achieve those kinds of goals? Like, make people realize that they can have a better life, that they're meant for more, that they can actually achieve greater things that they are having right now. And that is something that if it wasn't for this business, I wouldn't be dreaming that big. Okay, so that is why I always share it with all the passion and all the joy, because I know that it's something that it can make a change for someone, even on the personal development that sometimes we think that is so little. Okay, a change in personal development can change a person's life forever. Okay, it's not like the money goes away, not the personal development, not all that mindset that you're pouring into your team, not all that mindset that you're pouring into your social media. So start giving value and start pouring into others. So when the people come to you, you don't even have to sell the destination. They're going to hop in your plane. Okay. So thank you guys. Thank you for this call. Thank you for this boot camp. It has been like a pleasure for me to really like share all the things that we have been learning, because when people ask me, where do you learn this? From all the leaders. I just keep reading and reading and reading and listening, and I get them all in a paper and I share them. So I invite you to start sharing and start doing these boot camps and start doing your calls and start doing your meet Monets and your events, because this month is going to end strong and it's going to start even stronger. Okay, so Adri, all yours.
You guys, Ale dropped so much freaking value. And honestly, the only thing, because she touched upon everything, the only thing that I want to add to that is that it's so important to niche. And I used to think like you don't need a niche. And what I mean by that is you really have to, Bianca calls it an avatar. You have to know who you're talking to and know who your audience is, because not everybody is going to be good for your business. Not everybody is going to be good for your team. And what I mean by that is that, yes, 100%, there is a place for everybody in this business. But for you, you are not doing justice and serving people if you think you can market to everybody and talk to everybody. Because if you're doing that, you're not really making an impact. And you're what is it? Is like if you market to everybody, like you're actually speaking to nobody, right? That's super, super important. And if you guys, when I started this business, I wasn't in a position, Ali talked about this, PD, personal development, is so, so important. I wasn't in a position where I felt like I was giving a gift, because I myself didn't understand this opportunity, right? It took me a long time to get in there. I promise you guys can get there 10 times faster by working on your mindset, because you'll realize that every no gets you closer to a yes, right? All that work is for something. And it's not like you're not walking away with anything, because she said it, you learn from your experiences, right? Now I know how to and how not to to approach. I know what things work and don't work. And it's a great thing to learn from experience, because our leaders teach us a lot of different ways, a lot of strategies and methods, but what works for Ale may not work for me and my audience, right? Which is why it's so important to listen to different people and see what works for them, what may work for you. Super important. So I just wanted to share about that. If you feel uncomfortable selling, you need to check your mindset and turn that around by recognizing that by selling, we're actually serving people, we're serving audience. That's all we're doing, right? We actually get to help share products that help people achieve the results that they want to see with their hair care, their skincare, and their wellness, right? That they're not seeing with what they're currently using. And we actually provide a solution for those pain points that they have. Even when it comes to business, you guys, I used to pray for an opportunity that I could work from my home, work from wherever. And I didn't know that it was money. I was like, network marketing, what is that? I was so ignorant, right? It took me seeing somebody else doing what I wanted and having what I wanted to be able to be like, wow, that's actually like, it actually works, you know? And that's what we're doing. We have to remember that it's our job to paint the vision, because our imagination is great. I'm going to send you guys a video after this. Actually, I was watching before this call. Only you have the imagination, and only God has given you the image for what you want to see in your life, and he didn't give that to anybody else. So when we step into this business, a lot of people can't see the same vision, and that's why we become storytellers, right? Because we need to be able to share that with people and paint that. When you walk into the travel agency, like, you're not being like, oh yeah, you know, I want to go to the Bahamas, but am I flying on like a 737 or whatever that, you know what I mean? Like, am I flying on a private jet, or am I flying in a helicopter? No, like, nobody cares. You just care about getting to the Bahamas. So you want to make sure that you're doing the right job, which Ale literally gave us all the steps, and she gave us a whole system to be able to execute and tell people, you know, it's not about being a salesperson. It's not about knowing what to do, because we have systems for that, and you guys see that here. It's about connecting with them, showing what's in them, and literally, like, the way that I describe it is, we're a mirror, right? We have to show them that they're capable of it. We have to show them that they're uncomfortable, and it's painful, right? Like, you want to focus on those pain points. It's painful for them to be in the position where they are now, because they're not where they want to be. But we have a vehicle to help them get to where they want to be, and that's why this business is such a blessing. So thank you so much, Ale. Thank you for everybody taking the time out of your Tuesday night. I hope you guys all freaking kill it. And the month, if you qualify for Vegas Ready, drop one in the chat. If you're working to qualify by tonight at 11:59, drop two in the chat. I can't wait to see everybody there. I'm super excited, and we have such an amazing month coming up in September. So much freaking momentum, and I can't wait to see everybody in my nation. So thank you. Have a beautiful night, and I'll send out the recording.
Ciao.
Bye, everyone.